Okay, well, starting off the new year, I wanted to do some more creative things, start thinking outside the box, change up the way I film my channel lately. And, well, one of the things I came across was this app called GPT AI. It's artificial intelligence, and it's kind of a cheat, really. It will basically write out entire scripts for you. Like, you can go to the app and type in, write me a script for a YouTube video about whatever, and then add other little details into there. And it will write out a script for you to say into the video, much like what I'm saying right now. And it's actually really good. Everything I do is off the cuff. I make everything up as I go. I'm not a very good actor. Reading scripts doesn't work very well for me. So it's not something I really want to do. And as an aside to that, I did watch one video that made a pretty good point. I agree with him. He said using this app to create YouTube videos is kind of like giving a calculator to a bunch of kids in math class. Like, they just kind of forget how to do the math because the calculator does all the work for them, and they don't learn how to do anything really. So if you let this app write all your scripts for you, you never actually learn how to do it yourself. Not that I do it anyway, because as I said, I'm making this up as I go. But, you know, that's not something I really want to do. But it is very, very good at writing scripts. Sometimes it might put some information out there that's not exactly accurate, or just flat out wrong. But it is very good at a couple of things. Like, you can tell it to give you a list of ideas for a video. It'll do that. You can tell it to give you some good titles for your videos, which that's probably what I'm going to do for it, and thumbnail suggestions. It'll do all of that stuff. You just ask it a question and tell it to do something, and it will actually do it. So my idea for this is, instead of having it write a script for me, I thought, you know, since it's winter, I haven't been fishing since we hit that cold snap a while back when it got down close to zero. So I don't know if there's any fish active right now. But the weather's starting to warm up a little bit. I need to get back out there. I need to make more videos for 2023. So I figured the first video of the year, looking into the future, why not use technology to teach me how to catch a fish? Okay, alright, let's go ahead and go. This is the website right here. Actually, let's go ahead and start from the beginning so everybody can see it. Go to the website right here. I have an account already, so I'm already logged in, but it's going to want you to sign up or something like that. But it is free so far. Let's go with a new chat here. Type it in down here. Let's see. Right? Script on how to catch bass in the winter on lures. Make it funny. See if it comes out funny. A frozen lake? Well, that's not going to happen. Snowy trees? That's not going to happen. There's the script. Now this is interesting. Here we go. It's, besides what it's telling me to say, like, it's scripting out with an actor and everything here, saying, things that I don't really need. It's not going to be freezing. It's not going to be snow everywhere. You know, let's wait till it's finished, and then, well, let's see. It's actually a very short script. It could be a very quick video, but let's see. First, choose the right lure. Something with a bit of flash and movement to catch the attention of the sluggish winter bass. That sounds like it could be a legitimate tip. Like, this AI thing is just making this stuff up as it goes. Like, it's got a knowledge of world events and research and everything up to 2021. So anything past that, it doesn't really know. So, like, certain things, world history, new updates to YouTube and stuff, it doesn't really know all that. But this sounds like it could be legitimate. Something with a little bit of flash. It doesn't tell me which lure to use, but that's a good tip. So let the lure sink to the bottom. Bass love to hang out near structures in the winter, so let's let it sit there for a bit. And okay, well, he waits patiently, stamping his feet to stay warm. And then dramatic pause. Jerk it. Give it a quick, sharp tug to mimic the movement of a struggling bait fish. So, okay, I see what it's saying. Like, basically stamping his feet to stay warm, but you might also be counting, because apparently it wants you to let it dead stick and sit there for a long time. And then after a while, start jerking it. You're basically jigging it. It's telling you to use a jig with some flash, which is, yeah, I guess that's pretty fair advice. He jerks the lure, causing it to dart around in the water. Another dramatic pause. Wait for the bite. Waits a few more seconds. Then suddenly his line starts to tug and sets the hook. It will not be that easy, so I'm not going to take this part of it. He starts yelling that he's got one, all kinds of stuff, and that, my friends, is how you catch a bass in the winter on lures. And just remember to bundle up because it's freaking cold out there. I did tell it to try to be funny, so I guess that's what it thinks is funny. I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed the bit of humor too. Yeah, it wasn't that funny, but this was pretty quick. It's a pretty short script. It has a good tip. So let me go dig around in my tackle box and see if I can find something that lives up to this description. It's basically going to be a jig with some flash. So maybe something white with some silver in it. Maybe a chatterbait, a white chatterbait, or something like that. Give that a chance, and then I'm going to find somewhere where there might actually be fish and see if I can catch something on it. Let's get out there. Alright, so I went through my tackle, my bags and boxes and everything, and I was looking for something that matched the description of what they gave me, what the AI said, which was just a lure with some flash. It was a pretty generic description, but the way it said to use it sounded like a jig, so I found this. Team Crappie Slab Dragger Roadrunner, 1/8 ounce. It's got a Roadrunner with a spinner blade jig head, and it's a silver and white swim bait with some silver flakes in it. So it's got a lot of flash to it, and it's also a little bit of a jig. So this sounded pretty much exactly like what they said. But I've only got the one jig head there, so if I lose it, I found a few backup things that might work, but this is going to be the main one. Slab dragger. Looks pretty cool. So let's get that tied on and try it out. Came with an extra swim bait, but let's be honest, if something happens to this, I'm probably going to lose the jig head and not need the backup swim bait. Okay. Now I did say to throw it around structure, and right in this stretch there's not a lot of structure, but the ground on the edges is kind of concave, so like the ground comes into the water and then it cuts back in. So there might be something hanging out over there. Let's do like the thing said, just drop it in there, let it sit for a minute, and then start jigging it. According to that artificial intelligence, you know, should have caught one already. It only took a minute there. But through the magic of editing, I'm going to go ahead and make it look like it's only going to take a minute. So I'm going to fast travel over to another spot and see if I catch one there. Really should have brought my polarized sunglasses. Always forget. There's something moving around up this stream this way. Oh, look at that. As soon as it hit the water, something's biting it. I think I got it. Let's see. Oh, and it's stuck in the branch. There we go. Came off. So it's still on the... Alright, I got it. It's not a bass. The AI is supposed to teach me how to catch a bass. But it is a fish. It's a green sunfish. So, I'm going to keep going until I catch a bass. But that one actually took less time than the AI script said it would, so who knows? Maybe it's onto something. Kept hearing something. It sounded like there's somebody walking towards me. There's an armadillo coming right up the trail towards me. Actually coming straight for me. It's a little scary. Maybe he just doesn't see me yet. He's coming straight to me. A little scary. There's no reason any animal should come straight towards you, but he just cut down to the water right there. Not even sure if the camera could pick him up. Oh, he's swimming. I didn't know armadillos could swim like that. I hope he can get up over there. That wall on that side's super steep. There he goes. That's a big one too. It's a big armadillo. Is that a fish? That's a fish. I got one. I actually got one doing what the AI told me to do. Oh no, he came off! He got into the reeds here, came off. It was a bass. And it was probably a halfway decent one, probably around 12 inches. So I guess the AI wasn't quite lying, but at the same time I need to land something to consider this a completed video. Great way to start off the year, losing fish in the reeds. And I threw it right at the base of that branch where it's in the water, in the structure, bouncing it off the bottom just like the AI said, and it actually worked. Of course, I probably won't be getting another one. Took me a long time to get to that one. I'm either snagged or there's a fish on it. I think I'm snagged. Am I snagged? I might have a fish. What is that? No, I got a turtle. And the turtle actually ate it. Usually I just kind of snag them. Alright, I don't have my pliers on me. You're going to have to wait a minute. Luckily he's snagged in a spot where I think it'd be easy to get out actually. He's not snagged, he ate it, but it was easy to get out. And he's free to go. He's right at the end of the mouth instead of like deep down in there, so it wasn't too bad. There's one. Ah, is it a bass? It is a bass. It's a tiny one stuck in the reeds, but it counts. So I guess the AI was onto something there. Not that it really gave any information that nobody knew about before. Just throw out something, jig it off the bottom. And this one did not want to come off. Tiny little bass, and now I gotta get my pliers out and ruin my new hook that I just tied on. Okay, there we go, I got it. Alright, let's see. Structure right there. Throw out around the structure. Close, not close enough, but we'll see. Let it sit on the bottom. Jerk it around. I think I got one. Is it a bass? It sure is. It's another tiny one, but it's a bass. Doing exactly like the artificial intelligence told me to. Throw around the structure, let it sit on the bottom, twitch it around, jerk it around. It worked. Alright, there's a fish. That's a good one. There we go. Not giant. Actually, is that a quad? Yeah, that's a quad. It's pretty big for a quad. almost came off. Pretty big for a quad, hanging out there in the middle between the two columns. I mean, maybe not too big for a quad. I mean, they don't get very big anyway. This is probably just a little bit above average. Nice looking fish though, great colors. All right, there you go. The tips it gave were, I mean, I was kind of acting surprised like I didn't know about it, but it was pretty obvious. They were solid tips that everybody should already know about, especially anybody that's ever fished a jig before or fished in the wintertime. Basic information that was already out there. But it was correct. It wrote a decent script that probably would have made a solid YouTube video. Just doing exactly what it said to do there, that probably would have been a solid video. And the tips did work. It didn't quite work for me here because I did say specifically for winter time, but I didn't include anything about it being, 85, 90 degrees in the middle of winter here. So that was a little bit of a hiccup in the AI processing there. I mentioned before about, giving kids a calculator and them all of a sudden not learning how to do math because it does the work for them. And then there's some people out there that are afraid of AI. They think the robots are going to take over the world and all that. And this is actually kind of scary. If you start using it, like, it's actually so good at what it does, it's kind of scary. But I'm not worried about the AI taking over because, well, at least in this case, this one, it only has the knowledge up to 2021. So there's no way for it to come up with new ideas. It can't compete with a human who has original thoughts. Everything that it tells you to do has already been done before, all the way up to 2021. There's nothing new after 2021. It's all been done before. So there's nothing really to be scared of, and it's pretty limited in that matter. But it could be used as a pretty decent tool. I might use it for giving me some ideas for videos or thumbnail suggestions or title suggestions. I don't think I'm going to be using it for writing scripts. I might let it help me out a little bit, but not too much. Like, everything I'm saying right now is just off the top of the head. That's why I keep saying so much in all my videos. I try to cut that out in the editing, but it happens. And yeah, like that right there. Yeah, and then sometimes I just go blank like that. So, anyway, thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I've got some more stuff coming up, so thanks for watching, see you next time.